paper towel?
Well, why aren't you?
The short answer is I don't have a piece of paper towel handy to hide behind.
Well, there we are. I do. That's why I did it.
Okay,
Okay, I'm ready.
that's fair. I am Ross. Joining me is my co-host Ian, and together, trying to get through the depths of winter, colds and whatnot be damned, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. And I must say, this feels a little off, not theme, personality, brand. It's a little off-brand for us to be having what mostly equates to a light straw flaxen lager esque on a cold ass dark ass night.
You sent me options earlier on today,
Yeah.
and the three options you said we had an abundance of, and we had stuff in stock were IPAs, double IPAs, and Pilsners, and specifically Northeast IPAs, double IPAs, and Pilsners. Much as I would have loved to have said, "Oh, let's have three um, New England IPAs
Yep.
or two double IPAs," I thought, look, if we keep doing IPAs with them, we'll have none left. We'll have nothing to look forward to. So basically, I thought, all right, let's have some Pilsners then.
That's true.
Even though, like you say, they are lighter affairs typically and more warmer weather beers. But as we've come to learn in the not too distant past, we've been surprised pleasantly by both Kolsch's and Pilsners
Mm-hmm.
when we weren't really thinking we were going to be. So
Wasn't going to
hopefully,
be a favorite, but we might as well try them now.
no,
In
no.
in my defense of our lack of choice, I have at least 6 beers here waiting for you to pick up. So we maybe could. Well, yeah, they're all mostly reds. I've some IPAs. There's a milkshake IPA from the Church Company that I'm looking forward to trying. It's a New England IPA from Half Cocked there. There's another Angus from Breton. And I think I picked up their
Right.
Irish Stout. Apparently, I haven't done that before, but there was a few new ones in the
I
NSLC.
I think I've got four for you, so it'll be a bit of a swapsies. That'll be
The
fun.
other thing that I've got, which I accidentally drank one of last night because I thought I was saving them for myself until I remembered what happened, was I was down at Schoolhouse down in Windsor, which I am down there frequently for my daughter. I take her to her sporting things, and I was just looking at the cans, and they hadn't rebranded, but they'd changed the lettering. Do you remember one called Scotian Export? It's in a bright royal blue can.
I do.
Okay,
I
now
do remember the name. Yeah.
when I first had that, I think it was the only thing that was available at Martok one night. This was several winters ago, and I went, "Oh, this is
Mm.
interesting. What is it? It's like a spicy red ale kind of. It's sort of I couldn't quite tell." And then they told me, "Oh, yes, this is kind of a red ale. This is a red ale." So it just said red ale on the can, and I went, "It's kind of a weird red." And I drank it many years ago, and said, "Yeah, it's a red ale." And then I was in again, and and it said on it ESB, and I went, "Huh?"
Oh,
They said,
okay.
"Oh yeah, it
Interesting.
it we had sold it as a red, but then we put it in competition since someone said you should submit this as an ESB because it tastes more like one." So they submitted it as an ESB, and it won.
Ah,
It won. I forget
brilliant.
if it was one gold or silver, but it won prizes for an ESB. So now there it is. So we have to drink it again as an ESB, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm fine with that. And I
Doesn't
accidentally
that
had one
tell
the
a
other night.
story? And it was good. Doesn't that tell a story though, doesn't it? That when we're trying to like say some beers blur the lines and what is this and how does this change differ from that one?
Yeah.
And they made it as a variety of beer, one distinct variety, and then said, nah, balls, let's call it something completely different. That does tell its own story. So we're not crazy, and we do find it difficult to
Mm.
discern some of these beers from others that aren't supposed to be the same.
So we'll see how
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
we are tonight. So starting at the lowest
yeah.
of the ABV, sticking as we have learned a pilsner. So pilsners are types of lagers with maybe a bit more flavor, maybe a bit more hop, maybe a bit more breadiness. And this is a 5.0 coming out of Hell Bay Brewing Company down in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. It do saith So you got to skip past what it says about the Hell Bay Brewing Company and get down to our Privateer Pilsner was brewed to coincide with Privateer Days, a yearly festival celebrating Liverpool's history of privateering. Now a regular, this American-style Pilsner is brewed with Pilsner and Munich malts and lightly hopped with Eldorado hops. Light and crisp, our Privateer Pilsner is an easy drinking beer. Easy drinking 5.0 American Pilsner.
What's not to love? Yeah, the American ones, as I've learned, are a bit maltier. Tend to be. But than their Czech or German cousins. And we do like our malty beers. So we like our lagers with a little bit of something else rather than just light and crisp and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So this should be. Should be good, shouldn't it?
That's got a goldness to it. That's not pale at all. Maybe crystal clear. You can see my mouth moving between the thing. But as I was just thinking, as long as if you tell me it's an American style Pilsner or lager, as long as it doesn't taste like Budweiser, I think we're okay. So as long as it doesn't have that sharp, bitter, gross.
Can you confirm for me what style of beer a Budweiser is?
Technically,
Is it a Pilsner?
I have heard it referred to as a Pilsner.
A Pilsner.
Is an American-style pale adjunct lager.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right. An adjunct lager. Wow, that's really helped. I don't even know.
Is Budweiser a lager or a Pilsner? Budweiser is a pale lager, also a Pilsner. I don't know what to do with this information. This is just confusing.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't get all mine in this big glass.
No,
it's not.
I'm trying to use my big deep glass, but it's gone all over the place.
By the way, the smell. I have to say it.
Yep.
It's a bit. It's smells nice. I'm getting bean. Do you remember the old bean?
Your butter beans. You're getting
butter bean. I'm getting
bitter butter beans out of it.
Yes, I am. I am getting butter bean. I've not smelt that in a long while.
A little. I'm just getting a nice, tasty Toller Gold out of this. So if it's up to that, then that's good enough for me.
That wouldn't be a bad thing.
Cheers.
Are you off?
Oh,
great. Let's get right into it. Cheers. That started really distinctive. Where I thought I could almost taste butter beans at the beginning. Maybe it was still, the suggestion of it was still in my nose. And but it went through 3 different taste sensations.
I was trying to say that it might be full-bodied, but I don't think it's full-bodied. I think it's full-flavored. It's quite a goodly amount of flavor in there. That is not shying away.
What I'm left with is a slight bitterness, which is hanging around, which I like. Distinctive, Ross?
A little. I feel like the best way I could describe this is if you told me that someone had made a Toller Gold, but they had made it in an American style to make it taste a bit more with that nasty tang of bad lager to it, it's just not quite as smooth, crisp as a Toller Gold.
Okay.
It's all right. It's fine. It's pretty good. I would lean towards calling it a lager over a Pilsner, though, because a Pilsner is that's the thing that I'm often expecting something a little bit more.
A bit. Okay. I think it's got a goodly amount of flavour. I do think it's crisp. It is quite smooth. These are often, we use these words when we're all the time, when we're trying to if like try to capture something a little bit different about something. So when I'm looking for those things in a lager or a pilsner or a Kolsch that that I'm not looking for in a stout, for instance, or
There's
a
there's
or a
that little bitter
or
though.
a
It's
porter.
the little bitter
It
is
is.
sticking around at the top of my mouth.
I I do like it. Um, it's it's quite refreshing, is it not?
Oh yes,
I'm yeah.
I am refreshed.
It's it's not difficult to get down. It's quite zingy.
Mm.
Um,
It there's a nip, there's a bite, and it does
yeah.
mention what were the hops? Pilsner and Munich malts and lightly hopped with El Dorado hop. But
Okay.
that kind of bitter hop
Um,
flavor is often unwelcome to me in a lager. So if you're telling me that a pilsner is supposed to be a slightly hopped lager, then maybe I'm just drinking a lot of pilsners
would you
in
look?
my youth.
When was the last time you had the aforementioned abomination that is Budweiser? By the way, how long ago did you see?
Oh,
Years?
honestly,
Yeah,
and even that, I may have only had a Bud Light.
I've got you back.
Oh, not a Bud Light, like a Bud Light Lime. Even I think is the last one I
Oh,
remember. But opening up a can that just said Budweiser King of Beers,
yeah.
I can't be certain I've ever done that.
Oh, really?
Maybe we need
Well,
to
I
have. I think we need to
have
have another, the standard lagers night again.
Coors
We'll
and
go
Miller
American.
Genuine Draft
Yep.
yeah, that kind of
See what's
nonsense.
coming up
Uh,
from down there.
there's no way it would. There's no competition. I mean, I know this isn't knocking my socks off. Don't get me wrong, but it is. There's something. There's a bite to it,
Mm.
and there's a distinctive flavour that you don't just get from generic lagers. I'll say that. I'll say that for it. So it's a no-brainer if this was if someone says here, mate, uh, there's we've got a nice pilsner here from Hell Bay, or the king of beers is in is also on offer. Which one are you going to have? I know what I'd have. It's not blowing me away, Ross. It's refreshing. It's quite light. Um, it's kind of zingy, and I think it would be nice sat on the deck on a warm day.
Yeah, it's
I do.
acceptable. It's perfectly
Oh yeah,
acceptable.
yeah.
It's better
I'm
than
sat by the fire
gross. Yeah.
actually right now. You hit the nail on the head when earlier on when you were saying, maybe this isn't the best night to be cracking away at pilsners,
Yeah.
because yeah, it's not freezing cold, but it's definitely a sit by the fire kind of evening. And
Yeah.
those aren't the kind of evenings where I want to be cracking a pilsner necessarily. But
Well,
it's fine. I'm okay with it.
I mean, if you're outside on a long walk and you're trying to warm yourself up, that's definitely not an effort.
No,
I'll just chug this pilsner and away we go.
4% pilsner. Yeah. Sorry, 4%. Sorry, 4 degree, 5% pilsner. Yeah,
Yes.
it's perfectly fine.
So, so where do I rank a perfectly fine? Do I go as high as
Yeah.
8, or is perfectly fine? Is it okay? Is it a 7.9? I don't know.
Hmm.
You know, if I'm out somewhere and someone says, "Will you have another one of those?" Would I? I might. If, if there wasn't
I'd be
much else interesting.
that's what I would say. I'd be searching for something else. In fact, right off the top there, there was something quite different about it when I cracked it open. And now the further I go down the glass, it's now just becoming more generic. You know, um,
There are people that are looking for that. I feel like not to say that there is a like a basic taste or taste bud sensation, but there must be people who they only want a lager or at most a pilsner, and then beyond that is no, the flavor is too much. I can't possibly handle that. So
yeah,
if you are someone that prefers a lager and you don't want any of that fancy stuff like a dark beer, a stout, or an IPA or a double IPA, then you could really enjoy this, and it is very well made. It's very very well done.
Yeah.
On a
But you,
Pilsner scale, even though, I think I have to. It's not quite up there.
it's not knocking my socks off. Are
No,
you getting a slight? I'm not. I just had to pick up the can again to see whether or not. Is there a slight wheatiness to it as well?
a little. Yeah, reminds me of like
Tiny, isn't it?
a wheat beer of
A
some such.
tiny little bit.
Just a bit.
And the butter bean
Hmm.
smell is just is all gone for me now. It was in the crack of the can,
Hmm.
and um, the first tastes of it, but that's all gone. And now it's kind of been replaced a bit by kind of generic pilsnery,
Mm.
lagery stuff that doesn't usually excite me.
Now,
And uh, and that's where I am now.
I have some other favorites from Hell Bay. I have enjoyed
Yeah,
a number of tasty things from there. And again, continuing on our conversation from last week, in fact, Ian Smith, my friend down there at Tapestry Beer Bar at 833 Sackville Drive and Sac Vegas Brewing Company, he sent me, and I'm actually drinking out of his glass tonight because I don't have a Hell Bay um,
hmm
pint glass yet. He sent me a article just published today in Ye Old Chronicle Herald that says the headline is "Breweries based in small towns keep Nova Scotia's craft beer industry growing during national decline." So I had a good read of this, and
yeah,
a number of things struck out. So they were talking to Peter Burbridge, who is the president of North Brewing. So they spoke with him. They had a quick little mention, a little soundbite from the two guys with Saltbox, in fact, as well. Uh, Patrick Jardine and Andrew Tanner. But here are the numbers. The number of breweries shrank
yeah.
by 6.2% since 2024 nationally. That's nationally. So,
Oh, nationally, I thought you meant Nova
yeah.
Scotia. Okay
So,
then.
but and then years before that, in 2017, there were 676 in all of Canada, skyrocketed up to almost twice as much, 1,165 craft breweries in 2022, and then there's been
Ooh,
a bit of a steady decline, which
yeah.
the 6.2% downward. However, the other number that's in there, Nova Scotia is one of the only provinces where the number of breweries grew between 2024 and 2025. Now, there are still closures. Now, we did have the big conversation about Two Crows announcing that they were closing last week. But
Mm.
here's the quote from Foster of North Brewing. He mentions Boxing Rock and similar communities. I think that the thing that the Nova Scotia industry is somewhat more resilient is so many of its breweries are small operations located in smaller towns. They've become
Yeah.
literally the local brewery.
You suggested as much with when you've got Yarmouth kind of by itself down there on the
Mm.
South Shore, places that are more isolated. It makes sense that the little boys are going to survive. Yeah, it makes sense.
If they are far enough away from everybody else, and my
Yeah,
friend Ian talks about this fairly often because we talked about the closure of Uncle Leo's, which felt remote,
uh,
but maybe it was too remote. I don't really understand.
yeah.
There's difficult to say specifically what any of it actually means, but we did discuss this at length last week too.
Yeah, and you're hitting on something, of course, that you would imagine Ontario, which has a higher um, I don't know how you say this, per capita. I don't know how you say it. Well, there's a higher concentration of population
Mm.
in Ontario than there would be. Um, so therefore, they're fighting one another for your business. And likewise, take it to a much smaller area. Halifax has goodness knows how many small independent breweries,
Mm.
and they are fighting for a share of the business. Whereas one stuck out in the middle of nowhere. I think if my theory is correct, I don't know if it is our theory is correct, they can kind of survive. But what I'm also taking away from this is 2017 there was 600 and something, and
Yep.
then 2022 there were over 1,000,
Yeah.
and in 2020 this little thing called COVID came along. I'm now thinking I mean, you know, all those conspiracy theorists saying,
Yes.
it was introduced deliberately to blah blah. Maybe it was done by Anheuser-Busch. They didn't like the fact that their competition was growing, and they thought, let's thin out the herd a little bit. There is definitely quality over quantity nowadays, though, is there not? I find that even the big boys, you know, when they do their small batch
Yeah.
brews, tend to be bloody good. And they didn't bother doing those things before. If they did, I didn't know about them. And I think that was as a direct hit back at the craft and the nano breweries, which were just doing things that differently and introducing styles and flavors. The big boys are like, oh my goodness, maybe we need to change things up a little bit and start competing in that market. They did. Whether or not that made any inroads into the craft brewing industry, I don't know. But clearly, they are suffering a bit nationally. But it's good to hear that us blue noses, I'm a blue noser, Ross, are kind of keeping Canada's end up out here on the East Coast. And maybe we're not suffering as much as I thought we were. That's good to hear.
There we are. So all three of these, in fact, all three of these Pilsners are available in the NSLC. The reason I couldn't get the NSLC site before was because they've launched a new one, and there have been complaints, and nothing seems to be working exactly as intended.
I found that. I went online within the last week and thought, not as good as it used to be. Maybe they've, yeah. Change isn't always good.
Definitely not. Where's my...
No.
Category. Oh, this is terrible. Brand. Oh, that's abysmal. I was going to try to look something up, but now I'm completely distracted by the terribleness of the NSLC website that I don't want to look anything up anymore. So I won't, and we'll move on. Did you think you had a number for Hell Bay there, or are you gonna wait and?
Difficult. It's difficult to say. I have left a finger and a half.
So have I.
I did. I took them all out of the basement and then popped them into the fridge just to keep them at sort of 4 or 5 degrees. Unfortunately, the other two, I am sat here by the stove, Ross, so they are heating up pretty damn quick. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing when we're talking American style IPAs or Czech IPAs actually, or I don't know, maybe German. Maybe there's a slight more hoppiness to them that,
we're drinking
or
IPAs
maltiness.
now?
I beg your pardon. Oh, did I say IPA? I'm sorry. Already the first one's got to me. Pilsners. I beg your pardon. The maltier ones might benefit from just being a couple of degrees higher. I think I'm going to give that one, mate. Right off the bat, a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not blowing my socks off, but it's still craft beer, and I still like it.
It's still quite good. So
yeah, that's all right.
Saltbox down in Mahone Bay, of which we were just quickly mentioning, and according to that article in the Chronicle Herald, has Biff's Pilsner, and there are some rugged lads out in the lumber yard. Oh wait, they're rowing across the bay with some lumber in the boats. So I'm sure this is going to tell us a bit here. Biff. A towering man with a rugged exterior and tender heart lived for adventure and storytelling. His larger-than-life personality left an unforgettable mark on the world. We do not learn Biff's last name. Perhaps there's more information to find. However, this was Biff's beer. It's light-bodied and the color of golden sunshine poured into a glass after a good day. Subtle notes of malt and noble hops lead to a clean, crisp flavor with plenty of bubble.
Oh, right. So, Pilsner, I suppose it has. If it were flat, we'd have something to say about it.
Well, you want the bubbles, that's for sure. I almost didn't point out, or I have not pointed out that the Hell Bay, it had a very nice head on it. I was quite happy. Yeah, we got the gold.
Water's a bit flat. I've got a Saltbox glass, as luck would have it.
You do. I think we have our King Street one. It says the whole thing on it. Yep, there it is.
Yep. More luck than judgment. How many glasses do you have nowadays?
I might have 30. I should probably count.
Wow. Wow,
Well, the
that's a
problem
pretty
is,
good collection you got going.
I've got my Sac Vegas Brewing Company here because I had to drink out of that one because I don't have a Hell Bay glass and I don't have a Rare Bird glass, so I got to get myself to both Guysborough and Liverpool again.
Hmm.
I haven't been to
Yeah,
Liverpool in a goodly long time. We haven't gone on a good long road trip, mostly because the baby was okay when he was a newborn to go on a nice long ride and just kind of
yeah,
sleep
yeah.
everything away. But these days, 2.5 hour drive with a small child does not fill me with interest.
Just so Daddy can pick up beer. That's right.
Yeah,
This
maybe,
is this is the way
maybe.
things are, Wesley.
So
This
if
is the
anyone
future.
else is doing road trips, you'll have to let me know how that's getting along, and I'll put in an order.
There is a slight difference. In fact, this one looks clear.
Mm.
The last one, the Hell Bay, if you look, there's
It
definitely a
it was
comparison
clear
there.
on the top, but once you got everything in the can in there, but the whole thing
Yeah,
fits right in there. It looks a little
it
lighter,
does.
ever so slightly lighter in color.
It looks like a lager because it's a lager.
Yeah, which
We're
is what we're
finding
learning.
out. Yeah, that's what we're learning.
But it's
Yeah.
trying to tell us. It is trying to tell us that there are subtle notes of malt and noble hops. Subtle.
Okay. Subtle.
Mm.
Is subtle? Is subtle necessarily a good thing?
Well,
Um.
sometimes. Most of the time,
Yeah,
I want
I
a
think
burst of
so.
flavor, but I do sometimes like a little kind of subtle thing. If the subtle works in with the burst that's at the front, so if you get a burst of
Hmm.
chocolate and then there's a subtle taste of cherry, then you sort of say, "Ooh, yum," because you don't want it the other way around.
You don't
It's
want a fruit juice.
no, with a
Nah, that's not subtle.
taste of chocolate in it.
Of
The
beer.
head's
Yeah.
sticking around. It's doing all right. Yeah,
You're doing better than I am because mine is keeps disappearing really, really quickly. So
yeah.
maybe
Well,
it's
that's odd.
the temperature. I don't know.
It's my shaky
Sante.
hands.
Oh, the smell. The smell is quite different.
Mostly just
Quite,
lagery.
quite different.
Ooh, ooh. Okay.
Okay.
There's more there.
Oh,
Maltier. Yeah, there's bready. There's body in there.
it's yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh. Mm.
Absolutely. Uh, um, and it's bubbly.
Yeah.
That's what yeah.
But
That's
the top of the mouth bite, that bitter bite,
it's
that's not there. It doesn't have the bitter.
it's spritzy. Um, it's got a. I mean, on the other last one I had a bit of a zing to it, and a bit of zest. This has more. It's up to it.
It
It's so crisp,
the the
very refreshing.
the bready, the maltiness of it, there's a sweetness to its bready maltiness,
Sweetness, I was
and it reminds me of
absolutely
honey, if anything.
okay.
I get a tiny little reminder, not a taste, but a reminder of honey.
Subtlety, a subtle one.
Or subtle,
There's the
just
subtle.
subtle, just a little tiny,
Yeah.
teeny taste.
Uh, hmm. I like this.
I like, yeah, I definitely prefer this one so far. It's getting up there. This is
So
more than
far.
something that I would.
It is bready.
It is pretty, and it's a 5.2. If we didn't point
Yeah.
that out, and I haven't pointed that out because I forgot to update myself to be at Saltbox, which is around here somewhere.
Where where is Saltbox? Remind me.
Mahone Bay.
This Mahone Bay. It's down there in
That's not it, is
near
it?
Chester. Near Chester, isn't it?
Yes.
Lovely down there. Yeah, quite lovely. In fact, that's not too far from where you grew up, is it?
No,
Hubbard,
it's just up
Hubbard's?
the way actually. There it is. There we go.
Yeah.
Now I'm in Saltbox.
Okay.
Yeah, Mahone Bay
Right.
is it's about 2 doors down from where I was. Because Mahone Bay is into Lunenburg County a ways, and I was just on the border of Lunenburg and Halifax County, west of Halifax.
Right. I got. I mean, it was September when we went to Hubbard's, Rebecca and me, and we went to that. Remind me of the place. Oh my! The yacht club is right there on there. I keep calling it. I was actually talking about this again the other day with her, and I said, "What?" I said, "What was the name of that lake we were on down there in the in Hubbard's, and she was like, "Yeah, that would be the Atlantic." I was like,
that
"Oh
was
yes,
that
of
was
course."
the ocean, because it was
That was the ocean,
Hubbard's Cove is a
right?
little tiny. I mean, tiny. It is just a parking lot of water that's come around the corner from St. Margaret's
Yeah.
Bay, which is a much larger bay, and
Okay.
then that bay leads out into l'Ocean.
L'Ocean. Yeah, it was so picturesque. I can't get over how beautiful that was, and the sun was setting, and that was the night that we went to that sort of that Beatles, that Abbey Road appreciation evening, and
Oh, that'd be neat.
in Chester, in no, yes, in Chester at the Chester Playhouse, and you said, "Oh, it's lovely down there," and that's the first time I'd really experienced an evening out down there on the would that be the Eastern Shore? Do you call yourself the Eastern Shore?
Nope, they call that is the South Shore.
That's the South Shore. I'm really good at this geography. I've only been here almost 20 years. I'm still getting to grips with it. No, and it was gorgeous. That little drive, Mahone Bay and Lunenburg, we went down to, and obviously Chester in the evening, and it was lovely. It was a great evening out.
So the thing is, Halifax to Yarmouth, so the western part of that's what they call the South Shore. Mostly.
Halifax to
Although,
Yarmouth.
Once you mention that you're from the South Shore, people always say, "Ooh, Bridgewater," and you say no, because the funny thing about that is Bridgewater in Lunenburg is only a third of the way along the South Shore towards Yarmouth from Halifax. So you stop again, and there's and that's where you get Liverpool, you get Shelburne, you get Lockport. There's a number of other stops. Crescent Beach, La Have, before you get along there. And in fact, the little St. Margaret's Bay and Hubbard's Cove, it's only about a half hour outside of Halifax. And people would say, "Oh, where'd you grow up?" And every time I'd say, "Oh, I'm from the South Shore," and they'd say, "Oh, what part of Bridgewater are you from?" And I'm like,
they just assume that, right? Yeah.
My mind would all say, "I'm not from Bridgewater. That's far, because Bridgewater's about an hour away." Like, I'm not driving all the way to Bridgewater. Nuts to that.
Yeah. You don't talk distances either in Nova Scotia still, do you? You don't.
No.
You don't. No, that's just a thing. Is that a maritime thing? No, is that a maritime thing or a Nova Scotian thing?
I don't know. Where do people not talk distance by hours? I think that'll narrow it down.
Narrow it down. Yeah, in Canada.
European countries often use physical units rather than time to describe distance.
Yes.
Rural versus urban. City dwellers often use time. Rural residents might stick to physical distance markers. We usually do like exit numbers and things like this. I live in the U.S., but particular in New York City, 9 miles in my hometown is usually about a 10-minute drive. Measure distance by time. Why do most Americans measure trips by hours of driving? So I think it's even a North American thing. It's gone far.
It might be. We definitely don't do that in the UK. If someone said to me, "How far is Birmingham?" I wouldn't say, "Oh, I don't know, 2.5 hour drive maybe." I wouldn't say that. They'd be looking. They'd be like, "Well, sure, that depends on the traffic, or how fast you're driving, that kind of thing." You know, we would definitely say it's about 120 miles from London. We would not talk time at all.
But I don't know what that means. I don't know what 120 miles is.
I know you
no
don't.
idea what that, because I'm almost nearly 50. I think I have to put a few almosts at the beginning of this. I'm 47, and I still don't remember. I know the calculation is 2.2 or something like that, or is it 1 point? Okay, yeah, this is declaring even more.
We're talking.
I don't
Cats
know.
Or dogs?
Is a kilometer longer or shorter than a mile?
Are you kidding me?
I don't remember. I honestly do
Actually,
not. I never need to
Ross,
know how far a mile is.
I just said to you, "Are you kidding me?" And yet I'm saying, Hubbard, is that on the Eastern Shore? So I just asked something ludicrous as well. I'm saying,
we
of
are
course
fully ignorant local.
I
can tell you how many hours it takes to drive to all of these breweries. That's fine. Couldn't tell you how many friggin' miles it is.
0.62 of a mile is a kilometer.
So
you know, in your little
is longer.
Oh, well, considerably longer. Yeah. If you look at your when you next get into your vehicle, before you pull away, have a look at your odometer, or what do you call that? Your
Well, okay,
your
I know,
speedometer. Your
I know that
speedometer.
100 kilometers an hour is 65 miles an hour,
60.
approximate. I know that,
It's
but
about 62, I
my
think.
math in all my math courses and my computer science degree and my calculus
Yeah.
classes and stuff, I I think it's because I'm almost positive that I don't care. It
Mm,
matters to me
fine. Fine.
so little that every
What I
time
was
I
about to
learn
say
new
though,
information, it just fritters out.
if I may just finish that little bit there. Often on maybe your mileometer is different. I don't know. No, sorry, your speedometer. I keep calling it an odometer, a mileometer. Maybe your speedometer is different, but typically they will have kilometers and miles on your
Yeah.
speedometer, right? And it's usually got that little red line going inside it, and it says, I think, at 62. I
Yep.
think that is your 100 kilometers. I believe is 62 kilometers,
Something close to that, yeah.
something like
So
that,
that should
right?
tell me if I can travel 100 kilometers in an hour and I travel 62 miles in an hour, then a mile is longer than a kilometer. That's what that should explain to me every time I get in my car, which is every
Every
day,
time,
and every time I
every
look
day.
down at my speedometer, which is constantly when I'm driving around here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, we learn something new every day.
One
And
point
if I've
six.
just
Okay, so it's not two point
yeah,
two is
1.6.
pounds to kilograms, I guess.
Uh,
Is that that one?
uh, that is exactly correct. And therefore, a bag of sugar is typically 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that I have 2.2 stuck in my head, and I'd forgotten about the 1.6. So I was trying to say that 1 kilometer equals 2.2 miles, and that is so wrong.
Ludicrous. Yeah. So
Completely wrong.
you attached weight to distance. Right.
Just for the
That's
calculation, just for the metric to
that's
imperial calculation.
I know it's crazy how countries they all say when they until you stop and really think about it. We do the same thing all the time. We say why do Europeans we by the way Brits of course you probably know this from your mother. We don't call ourselves Europeans. We're British. Whereas everyone on the mainland they're European.
Well,
So everyone from France onwards, we always say why the hell do they bother with kilometers when it doesn't. And they will say but you deal with miles in the UK, and yet half of the other things. Sorry, what I was about to say was Canada. I got sidetracked with it. Canada is still doing that. We're not sure whether we want to go metric or stick with imperial because you've gone with the metric distance, the kilometer, but you still talk in pounds. You still say I weigh 180 pounds, whereas
well,
I don't. Oh, you do, don't you?
you do.
You don't say.
I tell you how much I weigh in pounds, but once I start cooking, I need a 1 cup measure, which is
Yeah.
250 grams to it,
Yes.
or milliliters. And I know what a liter and a kilogram is for calculating
Yeah.
measures like that. But if I figure out how much I
Beer.
weigh in kilograms, I'm like, I have no idea what that is. I don't know how many
Mm.
centimeters tall I am. I know that I'm 5'10", the little less.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
Yeah. What
Canadians
about beer?
we're extra weird. We're extra weird. Where we say we're metric.
You really
We're
not.
like
This is for
75% metric. Yeah,
75% or three quarters.
about 3/4 metric.
This
'Cause,
is
yeah, 473
this is
milliliters.
473. But of course, no one says this is. Oh, no one says I'd like 473 milliliters of beer, please, barman. They all say I'll have a pint, even though it's not really a pint. A pint is 500 and help me out here. 510 milliliters, is it, or 520, depending where you are. And also, you go in there. People talk about getting a 40 ouncer or a 20 ouncer of liquor.
Yep.
That's again a weight rather than I don't know what that is in milliliters. Getting a pint of beer in Canada is a lottery. What you're going to get, You could order a pint. You could get 16 ounces. You could get 20 ounces. You could get 12 ounces. It doesn't matter. The fact is, it's what is in the can is classed as being a pint. I know it's a colloquialism. We all say, "I'll go for a couple of pints," but no one seems to know what a pint is.
I looked this up. I feel like yeah. Here we go. It in the United Kingdom, in Ireland, and Canada. These are the three places. It is illegal to serve less than 20 imperial fluid ounces, in brackets 568 milliliters, and call it
568
a pint.
It's
So if you go
illegal.
out and they say, "Oh, here you are, you get a pint of beer for $11," and you say, "Fine," and it shows up in a 14-ounce glass, and you're like,
Right.
that is illegal to call that a pint in this and that and those countries. And I think
My good friend Dejan Merkic, of course, that owns the pub, which was my absolute local. I was in there all the time. I still love going in there for trivia nights. They still advertise on the trivia nights that I go to most Thursdays when I'm available. A pint of Garrison Red is on offer on trivia nights for $6.50 or $7. Whatever it is, a pint of, and it always arrives, and I'm like, that's nothing like a pint. Are you telling me I could take my good friend Dejan Merkic to court over this and sue him and become a millionaire over this? Could I do that?
It probably wouldn't make you a millionaire,
No.
but pubs must use government-stamped glasses to show that it's a full pint or a lined pint-to-line glass. If a place serves 16 ounces in Canada, it is officially a sleeve or a glass, not a pint.
Are you kidding me? It's a sleeve?
If you are in the UK or Canada and believe you're being shortchanged, you can legally ask for a top-up. We have to find this. This is outstanding. It is illegal to underpour a pint. So if they're saying pint, have a pint.
Yeah.
Because usually they say, would you like a glass of that? They've stopped adding pints to things like that. So you don't see it quite as often anymore. The moment I learned, a pint of beer is a protected volume in Canada. There's got to be a way that we can reference this to like a governmental site and just sort of say, here is officially why you are shortchanged. I demand my extra couple of little centimeters in the glass. And yes, I went centimeters just to confuse us even more. Of additional beer, please.
I've fallen asleep occasionally when I was younger at a bar.
And your microphone stopped working.
My microphone stopped working?
I can't hear you quite as well anymore. Something's happened.
That's okay. What I'll do is I'll take it. That's of course it's fallen behind.
Was it the right hand one?
Yeah. There you go.
You're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Don't we usually check this ahead of time as to which one shouldn't fall behind your shoulder?
Weird. Sometimes I used to suck on my sleeve when I know that I'd poured beer into it when I'd fallen asleep. That's where I'm going with it. But I've never heard of a sleeve of beer. That's a new one on me. That's fascinating. Yeah. Ross, this is
better.
This is good.
It's getting there.
This is good.
I want to say 8.5.
I'm giving it an 8. I gave the other one a 7. This is a nicer brew. Yeah, I think so. It's really refreshing. It's zingy. It's I tell you what, even though it's, I could have this. This reminds me a little bit of, I have drunk Pilsners and lagers in colder weather in the past. And I'm talking specifically about when I was going on snowboarding trips in Europe. Excuse me. It's a bit gassy as well, actually. You're probably aware of it. It reminds me of Hopfgarten. I went to a beautiful ski resort in Austria called Hopfgarten. and this reminds me of a pilsner that they serve down there. It's got a Germanic feel to it. This one, to be honest, it's crisp
Okay.
and yeah, and that's what I was drinking there. And of course, that is cold. Let's be honest, we're in Austria during the winter, so it's got that um, kind of flavor profile, and I can imagine me drinking this in the cold.
Mm.
I sat there, and I mean, it's going to be on a deck in the sun with my snow boots on. It might be only 2 or 3 degrees, but I could imagine totally doing this. I prefer this to the other one. I'm giving it a solid 8
Yeah.
out of 10. Yeah,
It is going up in quality. That is for certain.
yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Maybe I am sick. I
Yeah.
need to get some sleep. That should be fun.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
as I need to change my background once again to whatever picture I have of the Rare Bird establishment in Guysborough. There, it might be around here somewhere. Is that it?
This is quite a pub crawl. What distance are we talking here that we've just moved from? In Mahone Bay to Guysborough.
From Mahone Bay to
Yeah,
Guysborough.
yeah.
That's a lurch.
Is
In
that 2 hours?
fact,
Is that
that's
is
at
that a
least
2 hour?
two, because I don't think.
Is it?
What I'm going to check right now is on maps. If I want to tell it to drive there, I think
Mm.
it's going to tell me to go along the 104. So it's going to take me through Truro.
Oh, blimey! This could take 2.5 hours, couldn't it? This is drive and a half.
Here we are.
Good, some nice scenery though.
Over there in
As we get there.
wait. Rare Bird Brew Pub in Traverse City. No. What do I want? Because the Rare Bird is part of the whole thing, which I can't remember. Oh, why are you have white writing on your bright orange can? Brewed by Seacoast Brewing Company. Authentic Seacoast Brewing Company. Here we go. Authentic Seacoast Brewing Distillery and Brewhouse. Here we go. Authentic Seacoast Distillery and Brewhouse. So if I were trying to get directions to there from Saltbox Brewery in Mahone Bay. Wait, what? Oh, no. By car, you jackass. Yes. 4 hours.
Oh, 4 hours, blimey.
353 kilometres. So you take the 103, and you're on the highway down on the South Shore, and that gets you to Halifax. You go slightly around Halifax, the 102. You head straight north up to Truro. So there's none of this. The Eastern Shore, there is no highway. So we've got the 101 that goes along through the valley, and it gets you down to Yarmouth.
Yeah.
It meets up theoretically closer near miss. The 103 goes all the way along the South Shore, more so now than before. The 104 takes you from Truro all the way to Cape Breton, and then upwards to Truro as well. But on the Eastern Shore, so along there, Musquodoboit Harbor, Sheet Harbor, what's that other one? Jacobville. What was the J one? It was like John.
Oh, Jedro. No, I'm thinking of Jeddah Head or something like that. The head of Jedrod.
East Ship
That one?
Harbor, DeBays, Clam Harbor, Jador. Yeah, there's some Jador.
Jador.
East
Yes.
Jador, Lower West Jador. Sheet Harbor, I have been as far as Sheet Harbor. I once went as far as Ecum Seacum because a girlfriend and I in high school, we thought it was really funny to go to go to Sheet Harbor. My wife and I, during our drive to Cape Breton, when we went to Cape Breton for our honeymoon, we went mostly along the Eastern Shore. We got as far as Sherbrooke, and we even got through Sherbrooke Village during the off season, which is a cute little interesting place. I'd like to explore this, honestly. So we've been to Sherbrooke, and then we went north. We didn't quite go. We went a little bit around the Guysborough corner, but the Canso Peninsula is one of the
Yeah.
only places in the province that we haven't driven to the corner of.
Is there a brewery there?
Canso? No. I think Rare
No.
Bird in Guysborough is
Well,
the
then,
closest one.
well, then it's not worth visiting.
Well, you say
No.
that, but there's some nice spots. I mean, there's no brewery
Oh,
in Burnt Coat
of
Head.
course there are. No, of course there are. It's a beautiful drive. I've driven uh, most of what you're talking about here. Clearly, I'm not one from memory. Therefore, I struggle to remember the names of towns and things. But I've got around Nova Scotia now quite a bit in the
But
last few years.
the Eastern Shore is
Obviously.
pretty it's unhighwayed. So there's no highway.
Yeah.
You're just on the local back roads. You're going place to place.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
long story short, here we are from Rare Bird Craft
Walker.
Beer out of the authentic Seacoast Brewing Company is the Stilt Walker Dry Hopped Pilsner, which might be the chalk to our previous two's cheeses. Coming in at 6.4. Do you see the little sticker?
I did notice
What's
that. I did. I wonder. Can you remember in the
Oh.
past we've looked at can strengths and we've learned that for it to be legal, there's lots of legal terminology going on this.
Yep.
You told me about the pint.
Very litigious podcast is us, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I hope no one's going to lose their job as a result of this, but apart from you and me. But a 0.5 of a percent
Yep.
is the kind of upper limit for if they post something and say we're a 5% beer, then it's allowed to be kind of 5.4 or 4.6 before they become litigious or whatever the hell the word is. So clearly, this one must have been. They must have changed this considerably from when the can was printed. Did you take it off?
I'm peeling it off. I'm too curious. I'm too nosy. I want
Okay.
to know. So it is now labeled a 6.4. They've added a little sticker on top of it, but I'm peeling it off to find
All
out
right.
what it was officially. So when they got the cans all ordered, oh my God.
Is it considerably different?
5.
Are you? Am I allowed? It's 5.
5.5.0. And then
Wow.
they apparently made a batch and said, whoops, boys, this is moonshine. We need to...
Hang on a second. Is it more not... Is it more not the case of they printed all the cans off? We find this a lot with spelling errors or whatever, and you start it and they say, oh, shit, look at that. And it's a terrible spelling error. However, what the hell? But when it comes to the error being on the can, on the strength of the can, they're like, "Oh, we could lose our license over this.
Well, you literally could. Yeah.
Wow, 6.4 though. That's not. This has got some life.
Ian, be very careful. Mine exploded. Mine absolutely exploded. There's beer everywhere.
Oh. Do you remember that right at the beginning of the show? Remember that little thing I've got now in front of me? Well. I left it here for a reason.
You're going to need more than that.
Am I going to need more than that?
I am in an absolute pile of...
Okay. Well, what's that? Thanks for the heads up. I'm going to open it at the sink.
I think that's the
like
best bet.
3 steps away.
I'm going to try to wipe up my everything.
Yeah.
Because the best part about doing a podcast with your microphone is you've got your mouse and your keyboard all delightfully in range of the explosive, and
No. I have to say, maybe Wesley got hold of it and shook it up beforehand.
Yours
mine
fine?
is doing what? Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to pour it.
I mean, I'll tell you what, it smells great.
Well, it's all over you, so therefore that's why it's called a sleeve of beer, because it's all over you.
It's a sleeve and a pant leg and a art on the wall of beer at the moment.
No, I mean it's got a head on it, Ross, but not that crazy.
That certainly does. Holy
it does. It does have quite a head on it, actually.
Okay, just a second. It's on the arm of my chair. It's on.
Okay.
It's on my my daughter's
Well,
artwork that I hang on the wall. This is that
while
was a
you
better explosion. It's up to here. I need to take a picture of this for you. This was a
okay.
better explosion than that Donair beer that James got me years ago. Oh
While
my.
you're mopping up, then may
Uh-huh.
I read the description on the can?
Oh, please do.
Good. I've never done this.
I
This
think
is
you have
something that
once or twice. I don't
maybe once or twice I've stolen it from you. Okay. Life is anything but dry. It's a circus. So why not spread your wings?
My life, my
Oh,
world is anything but dry right now. I'll tell you that.
no, it's a circus.
I am up
Clown.
to my
So,
neck in.
so why not spread your wings and play in the sand? I know typical walker. No, I can't even read this. What does it say? No typical wader.
You're reading the bird description. Rare bird, beer.
Yeah.
All of their beers are named after a bird, a rare bird, and so they
No.
they explain the endangered species first, and then they get down to business.
Good. I'm
Skip
no
a bit,
typical
brother.
wader. Find delight from the height of my stilts as I play to the crowds on Nova Scotian shores.
Oh, what the hell?
Curtain up. Let the show begin. That was the bird description. End of. Right. Okay. Here's the beer. This Pilsner is almost as hoppy as a black-necked stilt. What? Light, well balanced, and refreshing. This 5-grain Pilsner is dry hopped with a combo of a homegrown Nugget, Cascade, and Galena hops, making it a truly unique craft beer of rare character. Okay. Well, if that doesn't make you want it, drink it, then or pour it all over yourself as you did, then I
Well,
don't know what will.
I wasn't planning to. This is what's left in my glass.
You've only got half a pint.
Well, it's all over.
Two,
Like I said,
200 and I'm
this
doing some
is.
math here. What's half of 568 milliliters?
Here you are.
Good grief.
That
Oh
is that is my
no.
Father's Day present from my daughter and my son. Oh dear.
Forever smelling of beer for the rest of its life.
Well,
Oh,
they know
goodness.
me, so
I hope so.
I'm learning
Well,
that you have to pat at it to prevent it from smearing.
it well and truly this time, Ross. Well and truly, you got all of it in the glass. After you, what? Are you still clearing up?
A little.
Yeah. Okay.
It's up the wall. This is outstanding. Is yours ready to consume by chance?
Yeah, absolutely. It
Okay.
is.
Well,
It is.
let's
I'm ready.
have at it. Hang on.
The smell is
Strong?
not. Did you say these were all new?
Yes.
We've got the okay.
But they
Okay.
have this weird habit of I don't think. Oh my god.
It doesn't smell great, Ross.
Uh,
But I've found that in the past where I've thought, is something. In fact, very recently we did a podcast 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I thought, oh no, is this one gone?
has it gone off?
Didn't
a little
smell
bit?
great.
Oh my.
I don't know.
Ugh.
And then it hadn't. I thought I was worried.
I think I've
I'm a little bit concerned about this one, but hopefully it's not.
right. Okay.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, what on earth? No, it's not off. Don't get me wrong. That's this. Wow, there's a lot going on there right up front. What is
What
that? There's
is that?
6.4%. I don't know. There's something else in there that I'm not was not ready for.
Like a stone fruit, a plum, like a peach. There's a fruitiness, and this is not the first time this has happened to me with a rare bird. Where no matter how fresh I get their beer, there's an overwhelming
Something happening.
strange taste going on in there.
Yeah, it's that's not what you get from a lager or a pilsner, is it? Typically, and that's
Oh.
By the way, that's a compliment because a lot of them just taste like, nah, it's just a lager, it's a pilsner. They're just a bit boring, or even blonde ales they can be just a bit
this is
bland.
bizarre.
There's something going on there.
If
Yeah.
you're expecting, so someone says it's going to be a pilsner, okay, but it's going to be a dry hopped pilsner. I'm expecting hops.
Do some research, my friend. What distinguishes a dry hopped pilsner? Please. Is there something going on in there that we're not privy to?
Oh my god. An enhanced aromatic hop profile that is introduced after fermentation without significantly increasing the beer's bitterness. Unlike traditional pilsners, which rely on hops added during the boil, a dry hop version uses a technique to add brighter floral or herbal notes that leap from the glass. You know what?
Yeah.
Floral a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
Citrus, herbal, floral.
There is something very different than what we just had from the other two, which were, by the way, quite distinguishable from one another. They're three very different experiences.
This is quite weird. Is this what it's supposed to taste like? Is the question. I'm getting coconut. There's a weird sweet kind of fruity. If that's the floral or the herbal part of it, but it.
The further I get into it, the more I'm enjoying it.
But it's very weird. I would not call this a pill. I would say, oh, that's definitely a pilsner. This is, oof. This is a question for Lucas's Kuva Labs. I think this would throw everybody.
Oh, yeah, it would. Did you? I've got my water with me this evening because, of course, we were all doing all pilsners, so I wanted to maybe
cleanse the old palate.
Nullify my palate, yeah, a bit between each quaff. Did you do the same, or was it very different for you?
The Stilt Walker?
As much as me, yeah.
Oh yeah, very different.
Yeah, good. It's growing on me even more as I go down, I go down the glass.
I am kind of wishing that I was able to drink 100% of it, and if it wasn't sprayed all over, the wall.
Yeah, it's all over your glasses as well. Is
glasses,
that what you're still trying to clean up?
Arm, sleeve, pants, you name it.
Wait, now that was videoed, but I wasn't looking at the screen when you opened it, so I didn't see it all happen.
That'll be a delightful highlight.
Watch later on.
I'll send to you later. Yes, that gave me a 180-degree cone of it. It went everywhere.
By the way, Heineken, of course. Heineken is a Pils. And this is a million miles from a Heineken.
This is not a Heineken.
No, that's right. They are so distinctive. There are very, very different flavor profiles here that we're experiencing. And none of them are Heineken.
I have decided that this is a little bit higher up on my preference than the Hell Bay, but I don't think it's getting a higher score than the Saltbox one because I think there's something weird going on that it's not quite a Pilsner. So I'm going to say 8.3. I know you're enjoying it.
The more I go with it, the more I'm enjoying it.
It's entirely possible that my experience is slightly sullied from the fact that the top half of it sprayed all over me.
Yeah.
But
it's really smooth. It's quite dry, I'm finding.
Okay.
And I like it. It doesn't have the sweetness that the second one we had was that Biff's. Doesn't have that going on.
Oh, it's
not as bready. Right. It's
slide back into that one for a moment.
Oh, you're doing that, are you?
Well,
Okay.
that
Well,
tastes
I'll
like
do
a
that now.
Pilsner. That's what a Pilsner's supposed to. Yeah, that tastes more correct. And then the
Yeah,
Hell Bay.
I hear you.
Oh, the Hell Bay is just that unwanted lager. Yeah, that's a bit too. Yeah, I don't like that.
They're all so different from one another, aren't they?
Hard.
Isn't it nice though? They're all classed as being pilsners, but in our experience, of course, we're like, oh, pilsner.
It would.
Well, that's, but they doesn't necessarily work out that way. They are so different and great because of it. It's not a Budweiser. That's what you'll say about all three of them. Because as soon as I think of a Pilsner or a lager, even now, even we've had 400 or so beers. I can't remember exactly how many there are that we've had. Even now, after all this experience, I still get slightly unexcited when I think I'm going to try some Pilsners this evening.
Yeah.
And you'd think after all this time, I would have learned that it's not going to be dull because it's not a Budweiser and it's not a Heineken. It's something with some. I mean, don't get me wrong, Heineken, it's a pretty good beer. Budweiser don't, but Heineken do. But of course, all the craft breweries will take it to the limit, take it to the extreme. They take Pilsners and take it to 11.
I would hope so. And I like that, and I like looking forward to what. And it doesn't even need to be, you and I, we want to walk into a brewery and we want to be greeted by some guy in the giant goggles, the mad scientist, the hair out to here, and
Yeah.
you'll never believe what I've concocted for you this time, and that's the experience that I want. But what's delightfully happening is a coalescence of experimentation and flavor, where everyone's saying, this is where the flavor, these are the flavors that people are liking and expecting, and this is where we're supposed to be heading. So the out there flavors are still happening every now and then, but at the same time, there's centrification of flavors to say, here is where this particular style of IPA, this is where an IPA is heading, and then they're competing in these. Yes,
or a Pilsner.
Or a Pilsner. These three are they're different, but they're all
very
pretty drinkable, all told. Oh, what have I got here? Jeez, I forgot.
If you said they're all drinkable, you just went back to all three of them. The first one,
Eep.
I gave it a 7.
Yep.
I gave it a 7. It's suffering a little because this one's 6.4 that I've got on the back end of my taste buds now. But it's still perfectly fine.
It is, but even in going back, no, I'm sticking with my original judgments. Because in comparing the other two, I said, that's where that one lands. And the Saltbox, and maybe it's just that they still didn't really impress me as Pilsners. But the Saltbox topped it out at an 8.5, and I have to give the Stilt Walker an 8.3. It's just not. I don't know what's going on. It's really interesting. It's really cool. Is it a Pilsner? I don't know about that.
If I were to drink a Biff's this Friday evening, just before going to watch the one-act plays in a Wolfville, right. What time does that start? What time does that start?
Doors open at 6:30. Shows on at 7.
7, right? I've taken an hour off work. I work till 7, but I'm not doing that. I've taken an hour off work.
So you can get
home.
Because drive time.
Shower.
How long does it take to get to Wolfville?
I would say that's 25-minute drive.
How many miles is it?
How many miles? I have absolutely no idea. I don't know how many kilometers or miles that is.
I don't either. I have no idea.
It's about between 20 and 25 minutes. I would say about 25 minutes from here. Yep. And I'm going to go see my old friend Ross and some other people that I might recognize as well. in the on stage.
I
I'm
think
sure.
you'll know some people. Yeah, I have name dropped
I'm
you
looking
more
forward
than
to it.
once. Because I think there's a few people who have been involved in some of your shows. I'm on stage with a few quick as a winkers,
Yeah.
which sounds
What
derogatory in that accent, but whatever.
um would I need, just be honest, would I need to reserve tickets at this point for Friday?
No.
Okay. Okay then. I will I will show up. So there are tickets to be had.
Yeah. I
Cool.
I don't think it hasn't been selling out, and I don't think it will be selling out. And
No,
in the
it's
off
February.
chance
It's
that it
February.
does, in the off chance that it suddenly does, they have reserved the first two rows for other productions because it's all a one
Yeah.
act play. So
Yeah.
if you say, hey, they've sold out, I will then say, tell the person at the front door that you were the costume designer for our show, which is entitled "Dedicated to You, the Wonderful Audience," and then sneak you up to the green
Oh,
room, get
right.
you down to the front row. We'll get you in there. Yeah,
Cool.
I have no worries
Ah,
whatsoever.
I'm the costume man.
That
This
is
is
not.
this is
It is not to say that it is not a good show. You will
Mm,
enjoy it. You will have a wonderful time. It is
mm.
an excellent show, excellent theater. Here is me singing praises. This is the extent of my marketing capabilities. Hey, listeners of Drink NS Dry, come on out this Friday and Saturday for the second weekend of the one act play put on by Wolfville Social Club. I don't know. It's a one
Yeah,
act play festival, second week going on this weekend. Friday, Saturday,
I look
and
forward to it.
it's excellent. It's very enjoyable. Brittany came last Saturday, and she thought it was quite good.
quite quite
And
good. There we
I
go.
well,
That's what you need.
what happened is because if it's a festival, so it's a collection of very short plays. So there's about
7, is it?
6 short plays in the
Oh,
first half,
6.
and then
Wow.
us in the
Oh,
second
wow.
half because ours is really freaking long.
I see.
So, but that's nice because ours is very introspective, very dramatic, with a
Mm.
twinge of comedy just sort of peppered in there. But so the first act is here are 3 or 4 really funny acts, and then 2 of them are quite
Mm.
grounded and serious. So it's nice that you get the whole package.
Yeah,
It's good.
I'm looking forward to it. Is there so there was a first a one I beg your pardon, a first and a second half. What's that in imperial measurements? 50 and 50%. I don't know. Is that?
Oh, see,
But is there a
1.5 Shakespeare's.
is there an interval?
Yes, there's an intermission,
Lovely,
which you can go out and
lovely,
buy
lovely.
popcorn from their new popcorn machine purchased from by
I did see that.
the Fundy Film. No, the Al Whittle. It might be the Al Whittle Theater
Yeah,
purchased it, or it might be the Fundy Film. I forget which. Is,
wonderful.
I want to go make popcorn now.
Popcorn.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I like popcorn.
I'm gonna make that.
7, 8, and I haven't given a score yet to Stilt Walker.
What do you think of the Stilt Walker?
It's so difficult. I
Mm.
It's so difficult. I'm often not. I'm never stumped for words. I'm never lost for words. Am I? I'm a talker. Not as much as you, but I'm a talker. Mm.
The best part about that is being really good at just faffing about with what you want to say while you think about what you want to say.
You said there was stone fruit in it. There is definitely the almost right. I'm almost at the bottom now. It is fruity.
There is a fruity
And
quality to it, isn't there?
absolutely, totally. It's really unexpected. I like it a lot. However, it strays away from being what I would expect from a Pilsner. So I actually find it more interesting than the other two.
Yep.
And of course, it's 6.4, so it's so thumbs up. It's got some bite to it as well, even though it's really easy to drink. I like it a lot. I'm giving it 7.9 only because, oh, look, I actually prefer it. No one's listening. And no one watches. I prefer this to the other two because it's so distinctive
It
and
was
really
really
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
It really was. But I'm not convinced it's the Pilsner.
I might try to get this again and drink it where it hasn't been. I walked it over the same way as the other two, so I don't understand why it's painting my. Did I get some on the ceiling? I I got some on the ceiling. There is a little bit on the ceiling.
There is something. Cool.
Regardless,
I'll see that next time.
This is a cleanup for another day.
I'm out of here. I'm taking my peanuts. Good night.
So glad that peanuts doesn't sound like a completely different word. Thank you for tuning in and listening to us jabber on about some of these Pilsners. Big thanks to Ian for being here to review these with me. Big thanks to Hell Bay Brewing Company out of Liverpool and Saltbox Brewing Company out of Mahone Bay and Rare Bird Craft Beer out of the authentic Sea Coast Brewing Company in Guysborough. I think it's in Guysborough proper. I know it's in Guysborough County, but Guysborough proper, Nova Scotia. And yeah, if you want to find us, you can find our podcast in all the podcasty places. You can watch us live every week or check out our clips over on YouTube at youtube.com/@drinknsdry or drinknsdry on some of the other social media things like Instagram and TikTok, just for funsies. I should update that, but I don't always. And yeah, we're live here every week on our YouTube page, Wednesday nights from 8 till 9, sometimes a little beyond. We hopefully have a few guests coming up in upcoming months. But until then, thank you for joining, and we'll talk to you again next week.